Good afternoon. I'm Virginia Killmore and welcome to my studio. I want to remind you that this catalog is just about done. This is the last month that we have. I think it goes through the end of December. So I want to make sure that you purchase what you want. You can also create a wish list. I'm more than happy to send you how to do that. It's a shareable wish list. You can use our current website to create it. It's a great opportunity to get a list for someone who would like to get you something special. But let's get started with today's card. Isn't that a pretty card? It's very peaceful. I love the words peace, joy, and love in this time of year. I'm so blessed to be able to spend tomorrow with my grandbaby and feel very lucky. I know many of you are not going to get to see family members, and I'm thinking of you in this difficult time. It's tough. So we're going to make this card. We're going to use an embossing folder to do that today. And don't forget that you can still purchase things out of the fall occasions or holiday catalog until the end of December. Don't wait too long, because as things start to run out, they may discontinue them. They may not carry them. You can use this code at any point if you want to help out a hostess. Hopefully yesterday you got a deal. I did see quite a few orders online. So thank you for those of you that placed an order yesterday. I hope you enjoyed Coffee and Cards. And just in case you didn't know this, I am now transferring Tuesday mornings to 10:30, and it's a live event for the foreseeable future. So to make this card, we're going to use some of the supplies that are listed here. And I'm going to start off with a piece of garden green cardstock. That's kind of strange, isn't it? And I'm going to emboss that, but at the same time I'm going to make dark skies. So how do I do that? That's tricky, but not too hard to do. The first thing I'm going to need is this great folder that has the trees on it. I can't remember the name. It's Evergreen Forest folder. And usually we color in the side that has the sky only. I have to make sure I get the right side. Yes, it's going to be this side. And we're going to also darken. So this is the side that has the Stampin' Up! On it. I know that last week or so we did one where we did the wrong side, but this one will be the correct side. And it's important to lock that pad in place so you can put a lot of ink on here, because you really want to cover it. And you're going to cover the trees as well. You want those trees to sort of show up. But you see how I'm layering on the ink. Now, I don't have to do every little nook and cranny, but I do want to get a good dark sky across the top. I'm going to close that now and bring in my Stampin' Emboss and Cut machine and just line this up so it's halfway across the sky. So here's my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I got to open it up so we can use it. And it's going to knock things over, but that's okay. Now, what I love about this machine is it tells me exactly the layers I need. And for a 3D folder, I use just number 1 and then number 4, which is right here. I'm going to put this through the machine. I like to put it through this way and just run it through. I've been finding that this cuts so much better than my old machines. Granted, my machine was more than 10 years old, but it worked. It just, I had to go through. Look at how cool that is. So now my night sky is all done. And it will take a little bit of cleaning to clean this up. I like to take it outside and just spray it and then clean it. But I'm going to just take the surface color off for now and set it aside, and I'll clean it up later. Looks like I got some on my board. I might as well get that off. So my card is pretty much done now. All I have to do is stamp the sentiment and put some beautiful champagne rhinestones up in there. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment in a little strip piece. A lot of people say, do you cut up all these little strips? If you cut your cardstock down to 4 by 5 1/4, you're going to have strips like this left over. So save those. I use them all the time for making sentiments. And I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. And hopefully get it straight. Oh, I can't believe on the first shot, I'm never this lucky. You guys know because you watch me. And I'm going to bring in our flag punch and slide this in. And go ahead and punch that. And that little piece that came out will help me sort of center or decide where I'm going to cut the other one, because I want it approximately the same distance from here to here. So I just line that up, take a pair of scissors, snip it nice and straight, and then I can slide it back into my punch and get perfect alignment every time. Love, love, love that tip. So now what's left to do is to put our card together. So I'm going to start putting our layers together, and I can see I didn't cut this beforehand. Oops, now you saw my little trick. I'm using a scrap piece. Still use my old cutter every once in a while. I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4. And then I'm going to cut that piece just 1/8 of an inch smaller. I don't think I cut that down ahead of time, so I need to go ahead and cut that here. I think I'm going to take a little bit off this side, so it's going to be 5 1/8. It is harder to cut once you've embossed, so just in case you ever do that, you can always trim it, but it's not quite as easy to trim. I'm taking quite a bit off the bottom there. 4 7/8. Sometimes I have to help that along, and because I did that now, I've got all these little fuzzies that I'm just going to sand off with a nail file. It's a great little tip if you ever get some ratty edges. So let's see how that fits. Very nicely. So I'm going to glue this on, and I do this all the time. I will punch something out of the middle of my cardstock and then use it on the bottom here, because no one's going to know any different. When you open up the card, you don't see the fact that I used a piece with a big gaping hole in it. And then I'm going to glue this together. I thought I got those off, but apparently I didn't. Okay. I'm going to glue this down to this. I need more glue. I use green glue like it's going out of style. I saw many of you ordered stuff yesterday. What a great sale that was. 10% off everything in the catalog. You don't get that very often. Both my glues have decided to stop just while we're in the midst of this, so I guess it's going to be my stamp and seal to the rescue. There we go. And I'm just going to put some tape in here. If you haven't tried our new Stampin' Seal, I love it. I think it works great. I just like the ability to move things around while I'm working. Line that up. And now all I need to do is put rhinestones on. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to put one big North Star right about here. That's about where I see it in my sky. And then a couple more smaller ones in different spots. Just to give it some little fun sparkle. And now all I'm going to do is go ahead and cut a piece of ribbon that's a little bit longer than my piece. And I'm going to just glue that on directly. The only thing is I need to center it. I guess I could always trim it if I don't think it's the right size. There, that looks pretty good. But I am going to trim my ribbon a little bit. That's what happens when you start trimming. You have to trim more and more. Okay, now I'm going to use a dimensional or two to get this on, and I am going to try to sort of anchor that towards the edge to sort of help support that ribbon so it stays nice and flat. And we'll put one right in the middle. And there you have it. We have our card for today. I can't believe how quickly that came together. I have this thing about putting everything back in its place. I'm going to move that over. So I was putting all my Stampin' Dimensionals back in a little box right above me while I'm working. What do you think? Do you like that? I think it's such a pretty card and such a nice way to finish off a very simple but elegant card for Christmas. Someone special in your life. Thank you, and I feel very blessed that you joined me today. I hope tomorrow, if you have a Thanksgiving, you get to share it with someone you care about very much, even if it's through Zoom. I just did an amazing Zoom for my mom's 85th birthday, and talked to aunts and uncles all over the world, and my mom, she just really enjoyed it. So Zoom is great right now. As much as we would like to be together with people in our living room, stay safe and be careful. And I'll see you Thursday. I will actually have a post for you on Thursday that I did on Sunday, so have a great day. Thanks for watching.